لا 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 لا. أتعلم أنا أتعلم. إحنا في المدرسة طلاب نتعلم ويا الأصحاب، نفتح للمستقبل باب، نحيي في الوطن التجديد. إحنا في المدرسة طلاب نتعلم ويا الأصحاب، نفتح للمستقبل باب، نحيي في الوطن التجديد. أتعلم أنا أتعلم حتى أفيد وأستفيد، وأعرف لما أتكلم إنه كلامي صح ومفيد. ليلى لا ليلى لا ليلى لا لا ليلى لا ليلى لا ليلى لا.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is teacher Ibrahim Salama from Ibn Khaldun Yasmin, primary section. Welcome to a new online learning video. Today inshallah we are going to have lesson 3 and 4 in unit 12. So please get ready and open your pupils book on page 122, 123. Let's start now. Before we start, again I'm going to ask you a question. What can you see here in the picture? Yes, some racing cars, and they are racing now. Okay, reading comprehension and vocabulary. Write true or false, or I can't tell. If the sentence is true, so you write true. If it is false, you write false. If you can't tell, you write I can't tell. Number 1. Richard was bored when the racing cars. Richard was bored with the racing cars. And the answer is false. Number 2. Ross sat on the bench in a passageway. True. Number 3. Frank Turner was expecting the phone to ring. Exactly. I can't tell. Number 4. The phone started to ring before the man had gone. Of course, the man here is Frank Turner. And the answer is false. Number 5. Ross hesitated before he answered because it was not his phone. Excellent. I can't tell. Todd and his mother were late because of the traffic. Correct. True. Ross got back to the viewing box just as the race started. True. Richard knew who Ross was talking to. Yes, false. He didn't know. 9. Todd said that Ross was a good commentator. Exactly. True. Last one. Richard was cross because Frank Turner thanked Ross. I can't tell. Next exercise. Think about the answers to these questions. Number 1. Why did Ross want to go and sit in the shade? Find 3 reasons. You can go back to the text, find the answer, and then come back to make sure that your answer is correct. This is an answer. Ross wanted to sit in the shade because the sun was too hot for him, and he was getting a headache. He wasn't interested in the cars, so he didn't want to sit and look at them. Number 2. Frank Turner said, I was just hoping, space. What do you think he was hoping? He was probably hoping that Todd, his son, would ring and say why he was late. Perhaps he was trying to get a signal and phone Todd. Perhaps he was hoping that Todd would still arrive before the race started. Number 3. Why do you think Ross hesitated before he agreed to stay on the phone and tell Todd what was happening? Yes. Perhaps he thought that he wouldn't be a good commentator. Perhaps he thought it would be boring, or that his headache would get worse. Last exercise. Why do you think Richard was cross at the end? Richard was probably annoyed that Todd said Ross was a good commentator because Ross wasn't interested in the race before. Frank Turner was speaking to Ross, but Richard was the one who wasn't interested in racing cars, so he was probably a bit jealous. Now let's move to exercise number 3. Match the verbs and the definitions. We have breathe, sigh, cheer, groan, shuffle, and surge. Number 1. To make small movements with the feet, it means exactly shuffle. Number 2. To move strongly and powerfully, exactly surge. Number 3. To take air in and out of your body, yes, breathe. Number 4. To make a sound of sadness or pain, yes, groan. Number 5. To make a small sound when breathing out, yes, the word is sigh. Number 6. To shout with joy, yes, the verb is cheer. Next exercise on page 123. In fact, in this page, we're going to revise all the grammar that you studied in the last units. What a lot of grammar you have learned. Look, read, and talk with your classmates. In the first picture, the race is starting in 5 minutes. Here we are using present continuous, referring to the future. You are at school. What's happening in 1 hour, or 2 hours, or 3 hours? For example, you can say in 1 hour we are having a break. In 2 hours we are having English. In 3 hours we are going home. Number 2. I wish I was at home. Here, with wish, you use the past simple. Do you wish you were something else? You can say, for example, I wish I was taller. I wish I was rich, and so on. Do you wish you had something which you haven't got? So you can say, I wish I had a car. I wish I had a pet. I wish I had a lot of friends, and so on. Number 3. I believe that this Formula 1 race will be won by Frank Turner. So, will be won is passive form of the future. Make sentence of your own. Use the verbs perform, build, and win. So, for example, I think many schools will be built next year. I think the race will be won by so and so. I think the play will be performed by actors. Picture number 4. After the man had gone, Ross saw his phone on the bench. So this is using past perfect and past simple. What time did you arrive at school today? What did you do then? Make a sentence beginning with after. So you can say, after I had arrived at school at 7 o'clock, I met Mr. Muhammad. So what happened first? I had arrived. What happened next? I met Mr. Muhammad. Number 5. The traffic is terrible. We had been driving for 2 hours. We have been driving for 2 hours. So This is present perfect continuous. Have, has, plus been, and verb plus ing. What are you doing? For example, I'm studying. How long have you been doing it? So you say, I have been studying for an hour. How about your classmates and your teacher? For example, for me, I have been teaching you for example, a year. Okay, let's move to 6. And I was right. The race has been won by Frank Turner. So, also here we are using passive in the present perfect. So, talk about your classroom. Use these verbs. So you can say, using paint, our classroom has been painted. The door has been opened. The homework has been written. The tables have been put inside the classroom. Last picture. Ross shook hands with the man who had won the race. Again, past simple and past perfect. Make your own sentence. Start with the words met, I saw, I thanked. So, for example, I met my friends after I had arrived to school. Or you can say, I met my friend who was absent yesterday. Using I saw the car which was stolen. Last one, I thank the man who had helped me. Now let's move to workbook to do the exercise there. So please open your workbook on page 114. Match the sentences, the sentence beginnings and endings. You have column 1, this is the beginning of the sentence, and column 2, this is the end of the sentence. Number 1. Hurry up, the film is starting exactly in 2 minutes. I wish, excellent, I had a pet. After the match had finished, the boys went home. Mariam has been learning French for 3 years. The police caught the thief who had stolen the diamonds. Lucy wishes she could cook well. The picture will be painted by a famous artist. Look, the forest has been destroyed, excellent, by fire. Next exercise. Complete the sentences with the verbs in brackets. Number 1. Habiba wishes she, space, famous scientists. And we have be. So, Habiba wishes she was a famous scientist. Number 2. Be quick. The shop, space, soon. And we have close. So, be quick, the shop will be closed soon. Number 3. Where is the bus? How long, space, we, another space. So, and we have wait. So, where is the bus? How long have we been waiting? Number 4. After our visitors, space, we watched TV. So, after our visitors had left, we watched TV. I think next week's match, space, by the Italian team. So, we have win. So, I think next week's match will be won by the Italian team. Number 6. Grandpa was angry. Someone, space, his window, and we have break. So, Grandpa was angry. Someone had broken his window. Look, the plate's empty, all the cake's space, and we have eat, so have been eaten. Two girls found the money which grandma had dropped. Number 3, complete the sentences. Of course, as we said before, you can write your own sentences here. I'm going to give you examples. I wish I was a pilot, for example. I wish I had a pet. And I wish I could swim. Next exercise, grammar in conversation. Use as many conversational phrases as you can. Your friend is looking fed up. Write your conversation with him or her. You speak first. So you ask him, what's the matter? And then you continue the conversation. Here, you have to know that it's okay to write a different conversation. I'm going to give you an example. So you say, what's the matter? He says, I'm feeling a bit fed up. Why? I don't have a pet, and I wish I had a pet. Don't be silly. You live in an apartment. You can't have a pet. I wish I lived in a big house. Come on, living in an apartment is okay. Next exercise. You are very happy because something exciting has happened to you. You are talking to a friend. Write a conversation. You speak first. You say, hey, guess what? I don't know what. I was playing football yesterday when I met a famous footballer or a football player. I don't believe you. It's true. He was driving his car and he saw us playing in the park and came to play with us. You are joking. You can ask Kareem. He was with us. I will ask him. This concludes our video for today. Thanks for watching and see you inshallah in the next video.